as stakeholders in companies that we invest in, we have a responsibility to maximize our risk-adjusted returns, but also to minimize the externalities of those companies that we're investing in. Some investors that I speak to would argue that we only have a responsibility to maximize our risk-adjusted returns. I would respectfully disagree with that, because if we don't take into consideration the costs, more broad societal costs of the companies that we invest in, it is highly likely that at a future stage, society will impose those costs upon us. So think about a company that is polluting with impunity. Eventually, society will catch up with them and force them to compensate for the cost of that pollution. Bond investors should not be accepting lower returns when they invest in a sustainable fashion. The only reason that I can think of why a fixed income investor should accept lower risk-adjusted returns is because the product has been designed poorly. So, for example, the green bond space, which has become synonymous with sustainable investing in the fixed income land, is an area that is growing rapidly. It's an area we're extremely supportive of. I think it's a great innovation. However, it is still very small in comparison to the global fixed income universe. As a consequence of that, it has lacked diversification, and there are some key sectors that are missing from the green bond market. For that reason, we don't see it as a replacement for an entire fixed income portfolio. We very much use it as a tool within our sustainable portfolios. However, the way that we prefer to invest is to say, this is a global problem, so we start from a global universe, and then we leverage our fundamental research capability, which is a global research capability, to identify those companies that we believe are having the maximum impact, but also are maximizing our risk-adjusted returns as well. COP26 obviously offers an opportunity to build on the success that we had in COP21, in other words, the Paris Agreement. First and foremost, we obviously need to have a sustained and coordinated effort to decarbonize. What do we need to see that? Well, the governments globally need to ratchet up their ambitions in terms of decarbonisation, set more ambitious NDCs, nationally determined contributions towards decarbonisation. That's obviously the most important step. Secondly, I would like to see some sort of progress towards carbon pricing. For me, carbon pricing is absolutely a critical tool that we need to use in order to decarbonize globally. However, that needs to be done in a well thought through and just way to ensure the just transition. So in other words, we need to ensure there is no carbon leakage, and we need to ensure that the poorest in society are not made worse off as a result of carbon pricing. And then third and finally, and this is maybe somewhat of a high ambition, is to move towards a place where consumers can make informed decisions about their purchases. So this is some sort of global labeling of products so that we know the environmental impact of the goods and services that we're purchasing at the point of sale.